This is module 5.1.1 of the GO training, Recruitment Arrangements for Ebola Response to West Africa. By the end of this training, you should be able to describe basic recruitment arrangements. This module will be supplemented by additional reading, which you will need to follow. So the deployment cycle has 4 stages. There's the pre-selection, the selection of candidates to be deployed, the actual deployment, and then after the deployment. So pre-selection, selection, deployment, and post-deployment. And there are 3 deployment mechanisms which are linked to each other but not exactly the same. There is one mechanism for WHO staff, there's another for consultants, and yet another for standby partners. And during the Ebola response, we've used all 3. We have standard process for deployments, identifying candidates, getting the medicals cleared, getting your documents and the contract, completing the medical briefing, because as we remembered from the first module, remaining safe and keeping everybody else around you safe is very, very important. Some of you will often be provided with equipment, a laptop, telephones, whatever. Then there is there's trainings that you need to complete, such as the GO training, the eProtect. You will then be deployed. After the deployment, you should receive a debriefing, and there'll be some post-deployment arrangements. So if you're a consultant, before deployment, there'll be a lot of documentation that is required. This is all listed in our standard operating procedures. There'll be medical requirements and vaccinations with sufficient time from the vaccination until you leave, and WHO reimburses these. Again, there's more information in the written documentation attached to this. All consultants that travel at the request of WHO, medical examination and proof of medical clearance is absolutely essential. And then you will have a pre-departure briefing, a training such as the eProtect, which is online, or GO, which you can access in many formats. During deployments, consultants, visas have to be obtained from the location of recruitment. You need to get security clearance. Sometimes UN certificates may be issued. DSA, daily subsistence allowance, is paid when performing in another location than a place of your residence. While under contract, consultants are covered by insurance benefits, and Medivac and R&R, rest and recuperation, will be according to WHO standards and protocols. Post-deployment for consultants, there will be debriefing. You'll have to put in a travel claim and return all the equipment and other WHO property that you have been issued, including access badges. So, very simple, just to make sure that you are directed to some of the documentation that goes with this training. These are some of the arrangements for consultants. WHO staff will receive a separate briefing. And standby partners, we have special arrangements. So, what do you remember from this session? Generally about the deployment cycle, or about some of the arrangements that are in place for consultants during deployment. I will see you in the next session.